Oh, okay. You're here and I'm pleased because I really dig your company. This is that podcast for them 35 to 55-year-old people who love them some Robert Glasper and they Jill Scotts and love to just vibe out, but did not forget when they was out on the dance floor for the 99 and the 2000s backing that ass up. It's me, Danny, and you listening to the Just Saying podcast.
I wonder if I take you home, would you still be in love, baby? Because I need you tonight. Ho ho. Y'all know Lisa and Cold Jam. Y'all probably too young. Anyway, she was just on on the Tamara Hall show. And on the Tamara Hall show, oh, let me turn this mic on, y'all. On the Tamara Hall show, baby girl was talking about she had breast cancer way back when she was in her 20s and wasn't people talking about it back then. So she didn't have like nowhere to go and all that stuff. Anyway, hey y'all, it's me, Danny. I'm glad to have y'all back yet again, y'all, because y'all know stuff always happening in the world, especially with these celebrities. So we always got something to talk about. Yeah, it's a couple things going on and I don't know where to start or where to finish. So y'all already know I got to take it to the notes to see what's going on. So let me throw on my handy dandy glasses. Y'all say hello to the crew. You already know the crew's around. Ruby, she's over here on this side today. She don't want to get on film. And Mr. Ash, he's running around that way somewhere. I can see him, but he don't sit still. And then it's just me. I'm lighting, okay. I'm producer, I'm the writer, I'm all the things. But thank you for joining. If you have not subscribed yet, go on and do so because y'all entertained by me already. You already entertained. What else what else you need to see already to be entertained? My glasses ain't even clean. Got to clean them off. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I know y'all want me to talk about Diddy, and I am, but I want to get into something else first. A couple of things and go some places that'll walk us on down to Diddy. How about we try to do that today? All right. Um. First off, you know me. What am I watching on the TV? Well, I tried to watch Bridgerton, the third season. I don't know. I think it's something within me that's just not at a place at watching Bridgerton right now. But my daughter keeps being like, "You need to watch it." So we shall see. I just watched a new movie. Oh, y'all gonna be mad at me because I can't remember the name of the show that I just watched, but it was good. Let me see. It might be in my photos because a lot of the times I gotta take photos of the stuff that I'm watching so that oh, maybe these photos don't want to show up. We'll see in just a second here, won't we? Um, it's a lot going on here, so give me a moment. Oh, here we go. Okay, library. So let me see here. It'd be crazy because when you're trying, oh, Ruby seeing Ash, she's like, there you go. She don't have the energy for him, y'all. She's about to be 4 this year. She be like, I'm too old for this. I'm too old for this baby. Ruby's an old soul, y'all. She can't handle it. So I just let her be out here in these streets or these house because she don't go nowhere. She just be looking at. I wish I could see her, but I'm not about to show y'all the whole room. Um, so I do think that there was something I was watching. I can't remember what it is. It probably was a documentary. I've been watching a lot of documentaries on TV. I love a documentary. I do. I love to see people talk about the mind of people. You know, what's it? Just like the mind of how people think and what leads them to the reason why we watching them on the internet. It's always so very interesting. Oh, but we got to check on them. It's also very interesting to see what's going on, y'all. I really am playing around here because I don't know how to make this go any faster on my pictures. I don't know why would they start at the top like my oldest pictures instead of starting at the bottom at my recent pictures. That has to be something that I need to fix. But since we waiting on that, let's go ahead and talk about my hair. Remember I told y'all last week that I was combing my locks out. I did comb them out. If you are watching on YouTube, you can see that I started micro locks. So it looks short, but I actually kept a lot of length. I kept a lot more length than I thought I was going to keep. So that's cool. I really, I really like my hair now. The color, I'm not too sure about it, but my daughter told me that I should keep it. So we'll see. I was thinking about going black, like all black. I haven't had my hair all black in years. I honestly don't know the last time my hair was not, um, I didn't have my hair colored. So we'll see how that works out because as of right now, I like my hair. It don't look too bad, but we'll see because I really do think that a part of me does want to dye my hair just to see what it looks like if it's darker. But it is summertime and people usually go light in the summertime. So maybe this ain't the time to do it. Maybe I'll do it in the fall, like closer to my birthday or something like that. Y'all, speaking of my birthday, I'm gonna go see Maxwell and Jasmine Sullivan in Atlanta for my birthday. So if you want to go with me, let me know because I will be there. I already bought the ticket. I already bought the flight. I'm gonna be there. That's where I'll be. So if you want to go, you can go. Again, we getting closer. Y'all, I take a lot of pictures and videos. I got a lot of them things. It's a lot going on, but we are approaching the April situation here. And as I approach, it don't really seem like nothing to tell y'all. I did all of that to tell y'all nothing. I have seen nothing, apparently. Oh, you know what? I did though go see the movie If, and they marketed it as like a kids movie. So we took my grandson and I was watching that thing and I said, child, no, this is not for kids. This is for grown adults. And I don't even know if it's that great for adults, to be honest with you. It was a very sad movie. There were some strong themes in that movie that I don't think I don't think it's for little kids. That's what I will say. So be wary. I put a video up. If you want to find it on the internet, you can. I just think that the themes were a lot more than young kids need. And if you take older kids, like, the tweens and the preteens, you need to be prepared to have serious conversations with them after this. Don't go to see this movie and then not have real conversations with them about the things that happened or they spoke about in this movie. That would just be my suggestion. That would just be my suggestion. Anyway, like I said, I don't have nothing up here that would make me tell you about anything that I have seen on TV. I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of YouTube. And because I watch a lot of YouTube, I don't be trying to tell y'all who to follow and subscribe on YouTube. Follow and subscribe to me. I'm not friends with none of those people, so I don't owe no loyalty to them. But one person that I did watch, which is where we gonna go next anyway, is Quentin. Y'all know Funky Dineva. If you don't know Funky Dineva, he's a YouTube personality, been on there for about good 6 to 10 years, something like that. And he started out dressing like cosplaying a woman, some kind of I guess he used to do all those my hair is laid, like that was his whole situation. He doesn't do that anymore. He did get on to what's that show called? Fox Soul. That was a BET show that was on YouTube with Claudia Jordan and Al Reynolds, who used to be married to Star Jones back in the day. But he let that go back to YouTube. He said he was making more money there. It doesn't matter. He does a lot of pop culture conversations like this as well. Way better than me. Way better than me. He been in the business way better than me, longer than me. So he's done this way better than me. However, there's no however. But he has started to do some interviews with some celebrities that we know. First, it was just, him coming on talking. And he had a lot of the insight on what was going on with the reality stars, especially like those housewives of Atlanta. He knew a lot of what was going on with them. And so because he knew a lot of what was going on with them, it helped him, push his career further. And then he started being friends with some of the Married to Medicine people. For a while, he was doing lives with oh child, I can't think of her name. But the dentist not girl, the dentist woman from Married to Medicine. I can't think of her name to save my life right now because y'all know I'm old and sometimes my mind can't remember words. But y'all know, if you watch the show, you know who I'm talking about. But I think her husband told her that she needed to stop doing all these YouTube videos. So I don't think she does as many anymore. And if she does, I just don't follow it. But then he got into really sticking with the pop culture stuff, and then um also celebrity interviews is his new thing. So I wanted to talk because the other day he was yesterday he was slated to interview Amanda Seales. Now we all know, I spoke about it for a little while before. Amanda Seales had recently gone on Club Shay Shay and spoke to him about, being likable after she had made some post of her own. It didn't go well. And so she was going to go on Q's show. I'm not really sure why. It doesn't really seem to me like Amanda's audience and Q's audience. I guess, well, I'm in both. So maybe I did. It just didn't seem like that was the place where I think, although I think that he would have been a safe space for her to speak, I don't understand what would be the purpose of him being there, just to be honest with you. Other than maybe him and Amanda are cool and she was looking out for him while he was looking out for her. I don't understand why she would go there. But my guess is that she's still trying to convince the public that she's a nice and likable person. Because as you all know from listening to me, as you all know, on Club Shay Shay, the whole point was because she had made these posts and saying, like, people say that they don't like her and she don't know why, because she can't get into a lot of these spaces where she feel like she belongs. I agree that there were spaces that she belongs, but she then went on the Club Shay Shay to try to talk about her experiences in the industry as a young woman, as a black woman, as an educated woman. It didn't come off well. They did not mesh well, and it just didn't do the best for what I felt like the purpose of that show was for her. So I think that she was going to go on Q to further try to convince us that she's a likable person. But Amanda, we already believe you. That's why we be following you. The people who are following you, we following you because we like you, girl. You don't got to convince us. And even if you do win more of us over, it won't lend the hand in getting you into those spaces where you feel like you have been excluded from. We don't have no connections with them people. And I know you might feel like we are all about to get on Twitter or Threads or TikTok and start maybe some kind of campaign to get people to put you in those spaces, but that's not going to happen. We're just going to ride out with you because we understand your personality. I think that canceling at the last minute was unfair to Q because you did leave him unprepared in a different way because you canceled. And I think for him to still be able to pull off a 40-minute show said a lot, but I didn't watch it because he said that she canceled, and he said that he was in it early. So I was like, oh, I'll get back to it later. So if she did show up at the last minute, I don't know. But from what I understand, she did not. And I think the last minute, because it was like, according to Q, she called at the last minute and was like, yeah, I don't think that I'm comfortable doing this. And I don't think that she didn't feel like he was safe, but I do think that she's understanding that she's not the best representative for herself. And sometimes that's the thing. Like there are a lot of people be like I just don't know how to sell myself. If somebody else sells me and gets me into the room, when I'm in the room, I'm good. But to get me to get in the room, I don't know. There's other people who know how to, whose name can get them in the room, but once they in the room, people are just like, what is she doing? She need to be quiet. You know, like that. I just think that she should stop. She shouldn't go on a tour of, hey, I'm likable. She shouldn't do it. I think that what she should do is she should stick to, um, you know, the rivers and the lakes that you don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. I think that that's what she should just go ahead on. Continue doing your podcast. Continue doing your radio show. Continue doing your Smart Black and Funny. Continue writing books. Do all of those things, baby girl, because the people who follow those things, we're going to still ride with you, because I don't feel like you did anything that was like damaging to the people who already follow you. I just don't think that you're going to pull in the people who just don't want to. I just don't think you're going to pull in the people who just don't want to. But, you know, baby, that's kind of how it goes. Y'all hear them jangling around under there. So, you know, there's that. That leads me to Jarrod Carmichael. I keep on, I feel like it's the same thing. Jarrod Carmichael, I've talked about him here. He has a reality show on HBO Max where he's showing how horrible of a person he is. He's not a likable person. I feel bad for his boyfriend, but I can't feel no worse for a boyfriend than his boyfriend want to feel for himself, and he seems to like the man. Um, because he has this show, he's promoting it, of course. But every time he go anywhere, it's not a good look for him. He should not speak for himself. Maybe he should send the boyfriend out at this point. I don't know, but he's not doing well. Now, the first place I saw him was, let me back up. The show is like a reality show, and it's supposed to show him being vulnerable and trying to, you know, mend relationships or break up relationships, it feel like to me, because he said he needed the cameras to help him be a transparent person. Cool, got it, whatever. But the person that you are is not nice. You're not a nice person, Jarrod. And we all get to see it. And I feel like instead of just promoting the show, he keeps going on having to do damage control. But he doesn't understand that he has to do damage control because he doesn't come off as the person he thinks he is. What we perceive from this side of you, Jarrod, is an unkind person who is very selfish, who is emotionally abusive, and who uses their outness as a weapon. And I don't like it, especially as being somebody in that community. I don't like how he does that. So on his show, you know, if y'all listen to it, go back if you haven't. I talked about how Jarrod on one of the episodes basically, you know, did this joke where he was saying that his boyfriend read a lot. His boyfriend's white. His boyfriend reads a lot and he don't read a lot. So when his boyfriend tried to get him to read something, it's like a slave master teaching a slave to read. And it just didn't read. It didn't read funny because you weren't just talking to the interracial couples group. You were talking to the masses, and the masses will not find that funny. And then if your objective was to just speak to the masses, I mean to the interracial group, and that was a joke for y'all, fine, cool, whatever. But you can't get upset that the masses who could see it did not find that funny. And I know he went on the Breakfast Club to be like, oh, but y'all took it out of context. No, a lot of us saw the whole context, Jarrod, and we still don't find it funny. It was not funny. It wasn't a good joke. It was a bad joke. It wasn't funny, and you had to go on and try to do damage control because it made your boyfriend look bad, and you made your boyfriend people took it as, oh, maybe he's, caught, he's playing, you know, a fetishizing blackness. We don't know. I understood what he was trying to say, but it still wasn't funny. It was a bad joke. Okay. So he went on the Breakfast Club first, trying to defend the joke that he said. And then more episodes came out, and it was supposed to make him look more vulnerable because he was talking to his mom and he was talking to his dad about how he was received when he came out as being gay. And I do feel like I decided, you know what, I'm gonna give the whole series a chance just so I could see, because there were some conversations that needed to be had that I felt like were um good for people to see. Like, Jarrod's father had a whole nother family, and I think there were like 3 or 4 kids that he said that they know of, definitely, but there may be others. And listening to him talk on Angie Martinez's podcast, which we'll talk about next, he did disclose that Jarrod was the person who made his dad tell his mom that there were other children. Apparently, Jarrod went to high school with one of his brothers, and that's how he found out that he had another brother, and that's not okay. And I can understand wanting to have those conversations, but I do feel like it is very selfish of Jarrod to feel like, when I want to come to you and be a person and be a kind of person, and this is the person that I want to be, everybody today needs to be fine with who I am. That you shouldn't have any any feelings, you shouldn't have any sadness, you shouldn't have anything. You should all come to terms with where I am today, because I have now come to terms with it. When it took you 30 years yourself, Jarrod, to come to terms with who you are, you wanted everybody to instantly come to terms with who you are because you was ready to be there. And a lot of and for most people, that's not how that works. But also, Jarrod, you wanted them for everybody else to instantly come to terms with all their own stuff too. And you don't get to pick a time when other people do what they want to do, even if that thing is something that involved you. You then made it be your mom's issue that day before you were even able to grasp your own thing. You gave your mom you gave your mom her husband, you gave your mom other kids, and you want your mom to grasp all of those things and come to terms with them and be in a space where you are right now because that's what you want. But that's not how it works. And it looks like you are weaponizing your gayness against them at all times. Instead of just being gay, you keep using it as a weapon against them to be like, since you wasn't nice to me, I'm gonna be extra gay in your face. I don't know what extra gay is because I don't like it, but I do feel like if there was something that it could be, you trying to be it. I think that, unfortunately, because of how you come off, I also think being with that white man is part of your aggression towards your parents. I don't like it. You don't like that man based off of what we can see. You don't like that man. And I hope that that man comes to terms with that, because it's interesting to Jarrod that you keep on saying that you're an adolescent and you're gay. No, you're not. You were a grown man who knew how to relate to people. If you didn't know how to relate to people, don't say that's because you were gay. Say you was a bad boyfriend when you thought you were straight. You're a bad boyfriend now. You were not a good friend when you thought you were straight. You are not a good friend now. That has nothing to do with you being gay. That man said, "Oh, I'm gay. That's why I didn't feel like I had to wear the right suit at my best friend's wedding." That's what they were using. Those are the colors they chose for their wedding. If you didn't want to do that, you should have let that man know that you didn't want to be in his wedding. But instead, you thought it would be better for you to decide that you could wear whatever you wanted to because you felt like it. That's not a good friend. And then he goes on Angie Martinez and tells her, well, the reason why he did it was because as a gay man, he can't be having a fashion faux pas. What are we doing, Jarrod? What are we doing, Jarrod? Your gayness does not allow you to be mean. Like, that's not what being gay is. Damn, like the word gay mean happy at some point, don't it? You don't come off as a happy person even though you smile a lot. You don't come off as a kind person even though you keep on trying to tell us you are. And you don't come off caring. I haven't seen you care about any of the people that you have in your life. I see you always trying to throw it in their face, something, something that you feel like is an injustice to you. But you're not understanding that you are doing things to them. Now, I know he ain't never going to see me, but I'm hoping that some of y'all who are watching this get that if somebody has wronged you or done you wrong, be clear and transparent in the thing instead of trying to make them feel something, because they'll never understand why you're doing what you're doing if you don't just talk about that thing. Now, on Jarrod's show, he did have a conversation with his mother, and one of the things that I did like about the conversation with his mother was him telling her straight out, "You hurt my feelings because of how you responded to me. You hurt my feelings." But I think that Jarrod will forever hold her to how she came out, as though, I mean, how she responded, as though she could ever go back and redo it. It can never be redone. Moving forward, do you want a relationship with your mother? No. And if you have strict boundaries on how that's supposed to be, say that to her. And if she's not going to comply, then stop dealing with her. Instead of continually going around her and giving her the space to hurt your feelings again, so that you can be like, "See, and this is why I'm not nice to you still." Like, break away. Break away. You got to do it. You got to. It's time. Okay, Jarrod. And I know you at one point you was telling your dad like, "Oh, y'all treating me bad in a house and making me feel unwelcome in a house that I paid for." Then pay it off and leave them alone. Tell them they got the taxes on it from here on out. Leave it alone. If you don't want to put them on the street, pay it off and leave them alone. Stop holding it over their head, because you're choosing to do it. And if you're choosing to do it so you constantly have something to hold over their head, then you're not a good person, baby. You just as bad as them, so you shouldn't be mad at them. That's just fact. A lot of you all are missing the fact that you aren't being nice to the people because you won't be honest about what it is that hurt you and what you want today out of it. What do you want today? You'll never be able to go back and change how you already felt. You're not going to make them feel how you felt because they know what's coming and you did not. So, what do you want to do today? What do you want to do today? I just sometimes feel like, speaking about the being honest and speaking about the truth of the actual topic will probably help you more. And Jarrod, when you come on and you tell people you in therapy, maybe you should have gone to a couple more therapy sessions before you started filming this show. Maybe that's what you needed to do. And what I need, is I need for more y'all. If you go into therapy, be honest with the therapist. Be honest with the therapist, because y'all be lying wanting to look like a good person. I know somebody who went to therapy, and they probably should go back, but they went to therapy, and when they were in therapy, I know from listening to some stuff that was touched on in their therapy sessions, I know that they weren't being honest about who they were in the therapy session because they had not come to terms with who they really were, right? And so when they go to the therapy session, it was all about people doing me wrong, people doing me wrong, people doing me wrong, and they were like, "I never do anything. I just be trying to be a kind-hearted person because I go to church." The Jesus in you wasn't showing. Anyway, moving on. Since we talking about Jesus, Kelly Price, ma'am, what the hell is your problem? Kelly Price got on talking about Diddy, which we will talk about next. But right now, we talking about Kelly. So we know Diddy in the Cassie situation. We know Diddy got the house raided, and we know that if you didn't know, where you been? Anyway, there's a video out now that shows Diddy actually abusing Cassie at a hotel they were staying at. We'll get to it in a minute. Kelly Price saw the video and she got on and was like, I'm praying for Diddy because I know what kind of person you are. I know that I'm praying for you because I know what kind of work you do. And because I know what kind of work you do, I want to pray for you so that you can get back to being the great man that you were. Kelly, ma'am. Now, I said this on a post, but I'm going to say it here again. That is the same man who said that he did not sign you to a record deal because you were too fat. What do you know about him being such a great man? Honestly, he's always degraded women. You've seen that. We've seen how he's talked to women. Did y'all not? You didn't see the making the band Dandy Kane when he was making Danny Kane and all the seasons that they did. You didn't see how he talked to them girls, how he made them girls feel bad about body weight, about the skin tone, about look, about hair, about makeup, all of those things. You don't remember him doing none of that, baby girl? Forget any of the stuff we know you saw in the industry. Just that TV show alone, we know what kind of person he is. We do also know about everybody's record contract and how he treated people. So when you talk about such a great man, we know that he let another man take the fall for him and go to prison for years to save his career. We do know that he did that. So when you're talking about such a great man, what great? Because he made a lot of money? That's why you think he's such a great man? Because, ma'am, weren't you the same person who tried to out some gospel people, but then didn't want to actually out them? You just wanted to allude to the fact that you knew some stuff, but you didn't want to tell no names. You said some of those people were adulterers and they were domestic violence people, but you didn't want to tell us who's beating on their wives or cheating on them. Oh, here we go. Kelly. The towel. Kelly, one thing I do know is every time that you come through and every time that you come through at the wrong time, talking about the wrong thing, about the wrong person. Because how come you ain't speak out about Robert? We know you worked with Robert a lot. How come you didn't speak out for those women? How come you didn't want to pray for Cassie? Because I didn't see you talking about you was praying for Cassie, but you praying for Diddy. Now, if you're a Christian, everybody deserves prayer. So don't get on here and be like, she's a Christian. She prayed for everybody. She didn't come on and say, Cassie, I'm so sorry for what happened to you, mama. More people should have believed you in the beginning, but I'm speaking out for them. How come you didn't do that? How come you didn't call out the other celebrities you know and being like, y'all all know the stuff that's happening? How come you didn't do that? Like, cause that could have happened. You could have called out those people and been like, y'all know what's going on. How come y'all acting like y'all don't know what would be happening in this industry? We see this stuff. You didn't say that. Kelly Price, we still wondering where was you at when you went missing and then you had COVID and you was hiding from your kids and your sister. Again, sometimes you have to be quiet. Sometimes you just got to be quiet, and it seemed like she don't understand that. I think that she needs to be on the same seat with Jarrod, with Amanda, Monique. Again, out here talking loud and wrong about some nonsense. I'm not going to get into it. She just was loud and wrong again about something. No, she wasn't talking about her son this time, but who cares? She was loud and wrong yet again. So there's that as well, but we'll see. So that leads us to Diddy, y'all. Okay, so we know that Cassie sued him. When Cassie first, the story was that Cassie, it's me and you now. I've been waiting. Think I'm gonna make a move now. Baby, tell me how you like it. You've been waiting so long for me to answer your call. That's Cassie, okay? We know that Cassie came out and basically her people went to Diddy's people and said, listen, there's this statute of limitations thing that they got right now where if she want to sue you today, she can, and they not going to say nothing about it. We don't want to do that. So just give her some money so she could go on about her life without having to worry about working in the music industry and coming into spaces with you, and leave it alone. Diddy was like, no, she's money hungry. She always be trying to get money from me. I don't want to give her none of my money. She could kick rocks. That's what happened there. So her people was like, oh, okay, don't worry about it. They sued. They filed for they filed the papers to sue him. Diddy then was like, see what I'm talking about? She be wanting the money hungry stuff. But then when people saw what the paperwork said, the people who was working with Diddy was like, baby, you gonna have to you gonna have to do something because it's looking bad out here in these streets. So then he went ahead and in 24 hours he settled. Him and his people settled with Cassie and her people. Undisclosed money. We don't know how much it costs. It don't matter. Um, it don't even matter. It just was we know she got a lot of money, right? And I'm sure there are some paperwork saying that, they're not going to discuss it no more. Cool. Then there was the music producer who said that he was assaulted by Diddy and he also wasn't paid for his works. After that came out and a lot of names was named, a lot of the bad boy people, the Stevie J's and all of that was named. When that came out, that's when the houses got raided. We saw the raids on the TV, on the TMZs of it all. It was on the news, everything. Cool, that's fine. But what happened with the next thing was I guess everybody was waiting for Diddy to like get arrested. That didn't happen. We didn't see any arrests happen. I never heard that they produced anything going into the houses or anything like that. Uh, and so it seemed like it had quieted down. I thought everything was over. We got the Drake and Kendrick Lamar rap battle beef, and that where everybody was just focused on that. We forgot all about Diddy. We really did seem like, right? Next thing you know, I don't even know why it dropped, but somebody got the tape, the videotape, and it is a videotape, no audio, just video of Cassie run now. Trigger warning, because I'm going to talk about this video. Okay, if you haven't seen it, it's on the internet. It is triggering. I'll let you know that before you pull it up. So trigger warning here, but here we go. The video is of you see a Cassie in like a t-shirt and some short, I mean a hoodie and some shorts. She got a couple little things in her hand, running down the hallway trying to get to an elevator, pushing the button. You see, wait, now she's waiting for the elevator. Then you see Diddy come running up the hallway in a towel that he's holding because it's not even wrapped all the way around him yet, and he gets to her, he knocks her down, he punches her in the face, he knocks her down, he's kicking her, all kind of stuff, and she's just kind of like holding, just like balled up into herself on the ground, not moving. At one point it seemed like he hit her so hard that it seemed like she was too dazed to move. Okay. It was, for a lot of people, it was horrific. Now I don't know if I've ever been this transparent, but my father was mad abusive physically. He was not abusive to my mother. I don't remember. And my mom, before she lost her memory, never really spoke about my dad putting his hands on her. But when he married his second wife, all he did was beat her. All he did was beat her. And this is another trigger warning, so if you don't want to hear it, you're gonna have to skip past it. But I vividly remember, we were staying with my father. Me and my children were staying with my father. I was trying to save up so I could buy a house. That didn't work because my dad stole a lot of things from me in that time. And at the time, my dad was so heavily on drugs that there was one day where he beat his wife up so bad that I saw him jump on her face. So me watching it was like, I know what that is, Cassie. I feel bad for you. My heart goes out for you. But it had not, unfortunately, had not been the first time I had seen horrific domestic violence happen. Um, my dad did some horrible things in the house when I was there, which caused me to have to move out with my children in the middle of the night. And it made a lot of people in my family look at me like I was a bad person because I never told people. And there wasn't anybody who was, actually, there wasn't anybody who was willing to listen to who my dad was. Everybody had made their own opinion about who I was, that I didn't get a chance to ever say who my dad was. And my dad in that house was a monster. Um, he was a literal monster. So my heart, when Cassie said it, I knew what it was. And when the video came out, I said, this, the watching how he did, I knew it wasn't the first time he put his hands on her. I knew it wasn't the last time he had put his hands on her. And so I just felt for her in a way that only people who are victims of and who have seen the actual workings of abusers could understand. Um, he was a monster, y'all. He was a monster to not only his wife but also to me. Um, and so I knew it. So then, um, the reason why we back into all this is because that video came out, and then here come Diddy with a daggone apology video talking about he was so messed up back then, he had hit rock bottom, and he was so disgusted by his actions. He talking about he was disgusted about his actions back then when he did it, and he was disgusted by his actions when the video came out. And then he talked about how he went to counseling and he went to therapy and he went to rehab to get himself together. And I want to let you know, all lies. Like the kids say, I'm calling cap on it all. Because Diddy, how are you coming on now that the video is out and you're saying, oh, I felt horrible about it back then and I feel horrible about it now? And also saying that you went to therapy about this situations. But when she said you did the things, just give me a couple dollars and I won't tell the people so that we don't mess up your legacy, you said she a lying ass hoe. Why, excuse my French, but that's basically what you said. You knew. So if you went to therapy, you forgot that you did these things. And this is one of those things that people will do, and then they'll get on because people like them. My dad was one of those people, like when he outside, he funny, personable, all of that stuff. Nobody understood the monster in the house. And that's not even true, because there were many people. My dad put a trigger warning again, y'all. My dad put a knife up to his wife's throat at church, outside the church doors on Easter Sunday one year. He beat his wife up at her job. Okay. Uh and got banned from the job. The job had to get a restraining order against my dad. That's how evil he was. But there is a group of people who just think he's funny. I saw a person, I not recently, I last year, I went to a cookout, and there was a person, there were lots of people there who knew my dad. And you know, if y'all don't know, my dad sat down, he done had 3 strokes, he can't walk, he can't talk right now, but he's still me. He be in his wife's head. She could still hear him being abusive even though he can't talk. That's how mean he was. But anyway, I saw the person, and a person was like, yeah, how your dad doing? And I was like, he cool, I guess, because I don't be going to see him. And they were like, started laughing, like, your dad, man, he was ha ha. And I'm like, you laughing at my dad being abusive. You finding humor in the memory of my dad being a wild guy. That wild guy was abusive. That was abuse he was doing. I still be afraid of people to this day because of my dad's behavior. To this day, I'm afraid of. There are certain people who I am afraid of before I even start to speak. There are things that I'm afraid to do today because of the abuse that I suffered from my father. So when Diddy gets on here and he starts talking about, oh, I was so messed up because I was on drugs, that if you knew you were on drugs so bad, why would you say that she's alive? Maybe you just don't remember. If you knew that you had hit rock bottom, maybe you weren't kind to her. Why would you call her a liar? Why would you say that she just wanted money from you if you knew that you weren't nice to her? That's you knowing that. That's not us. That's you, Diddy. Anybody, if y'all are believing him, shame on you. That man has been able to get away with his ego and his power run for years, and there's lots of people who saw him do it, and there are a lot of people who probably tried to stop him, but the power was too much. And today he was ashamed that he got seen. He was not ashamed of what he did. He was ashamed that y'all could see it. That's it. My dad stalked me. My dad chased me out of places. My dad used to go to my job, and my job used to call me and tell me that I could just be off today because my dad was up there raining terror. Okay. Diddy has to be 100 times worse than my dad. And my dad was a monster. So to Cassie, I'm sorry more people didn't believe you, baby. But there were millions of us who did. And to anybody else who is in those situations where you just don't think you can get out, we understand. We understand how hard it is. It's not just a physical thing, it's a mental thing. And it's hard to get through. And y'all, people who see it and y'all know it, help them go. Do what you got to do. Stand up for these people. And stop making excuses for, oh, but you know this, and oh, well, you know that. Oh, well, they're monsters. And I need help getting away from them. That's heavy, y'all. It's heavy. It is heavy. I know. I'm gonna stop there because I don't want to keep going. Number one, y'all already know I gotta get ready to go to work my own self. So I can't be out here trying to carry all the heavy. You got so heavy on me. I know, like, let's all shake it off. Shake it off, shake it out, shake it out. Ooh, okay. Okay, we are okay. Tapping, working on my tapping skills. Shake it out of your hands, shake it out of your limbs, shake it out, y'all. We're gonna still have a good day. Okay, I am. I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna still be me. You wanna know why? 'Cause I am free. Praise the Lord, I'm free. No longer bound. No more chains holding me. My soul is resting. It's such a blessing. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I'm free. Y'all know one time I was on the elevator at work and there was this guy who kind of looked like my dad. And I thought it was my dad, even though I know that man can't walk. And it still scared me. I was at work scared because I could feel the feeling of the fear that I had knowing how abusive he was. Y'all seen the Kirk Franklin? I said, okay, never mind. I said that I was going to be, I'm done. For real, I'm done. I'm done. Sometimes you got to remind yourself that you're no longer in those spaces that created the most pain. You got to remind yourself that it is done. You are free from it. It is over. You are safe. And when the thoughts come up in your mind, you got to tell yourself, I'm safe from there. I'm safe from there. I had pancakes for breakfast. I could only eat 1.5, but so what? I had that thing. It felt good, tasted good. I love it. Like I said, I gotta go get ready for work, y'all. I cannot be late because of y'all, because y'all won't make me rich enough to quit my job. If you have not subscribed to this podcast, please do share this with your friends. Tell them to subscribe too. You know it's free. Let them know it's free. It don't hurt you, but it does help me. It does help me, y'all, because I would like to quit my job so I could go on tour and we could talk about some stuff live. Because if y'all think I'm entertaining now, imagine if I was in your face. Imagine if I was in your face. Can't believe it. I know. Don't worry about it. Anyway, follow me on social media. I don't do Twitter, but I do Threads. So if you want to follow me on It's Me Danny, I'm over there on Threads. That's the Instagram one. I am on Instagram doing reels, and I'm on TikTok all day. You can find me talking about everything over there in real time. If you want to know my opinion right then, you'll find it over there on TikTok. Don't forget, y'all, take your vitamins, drink your water. It's hot outside. Definitely drink your water and take the vitamins. Get you some fruits and vegetables in your body, and make sure you tell your people you love them now. Don't wait. Don't wait, because you never know. People get careless. Things happen in the summertime. So do that, y'all. It's a lot of people getting irritated and fighting because it's hot outside. Don't be one of them. Don't be one of them. Call somebody who keep you calm. Stop being around the people who work you up. Okay, we too old for that anyway. Don't nobody got time. It's not even cute to be like, I got jail money. Why do you have jail money? Why don't put yourself in them positions? Anyway, I will be back next week because there's always something to talk about. Every week it be something to talk about. I appreciate you all for being here. You've been listening to me, Danny, and this is the Just Saying podcast. Bye, y'all.